on Italy, we are very excited to welcome in our good friend, Marco Messina, who has never looked better, except when you're here in studio in person. But what is this? The lighting, the camera, I mean...
He took a shower this morning.
The difference between the previous setup and
he dusted the hell out of that camera because...
Maybe he took the windscreen off the front of it. What happened? Because remember his whole room had a tan. It was like orange. And now
I couldn't take hearing from you guys. That's what really happened. That's what motivated me to stop. Because every time I would come on here, I had to hear it. I fixed it. I sorted the problems, and we're good now.
Are you using a filter?
I can't give you my secrets.
The kid went to B&H and he said, "I can't look like this no more."
It looks like he Paris'd the whole thing. You know, like the Paris filter on Instagram. Anyway, Marco, you look like $1 million, my friend. Let's chat Italy, shall we? Okay, so what's the deal with North Macedonia? Okay, because we haven't. It's like Alexis said it in our production meeting. Like it feels like it's like the bogey team for Italy, and I have to imagine that watching that match over the weekend, the 1-1 draw with them, had to be very triggering, considering that was the same team that knocked Italy out of World Cup qualifying. So now that you've had a few days to kind of process everything, what was your big takeaway from that result?
Yeah, I like how you big me up. You say I look like $1 million, and then we go right down to the bottom. But that's the way that it is. And honestly, Susannah, you're right, though. We all expected like a very enthusiastic team. This is the team that stopped us from going to the World Cup. We've got Luciano Spalletti that's involved, new players brought into the team. We thought, okay, come on, we have to go out there and we have to be able to win. And we weren't able to do it. And we struggle against teams that put low blocks, but that's not really an excuse for the way that we played. You know, until the 1-0, we were playing well. We had chances. We're not able to finalize our chances. That's a problem with Italy's attack for quite some time. And then after we scored the 1-0, we stopped playing, and we didn't learn from our mistakes that if you keep teams like this into matches, they need one opportunity off of set pieces or cross, and they get that free kick, which was given away in an awful position from Zaniolo, and they're very clinical. If we got to say one thing about North Macedonia, they don't get many opportunities, but when they do get them, they finalize. And Juventus and Italy was not able to come back. I'm pairing up all the pain that's on my shoulders. But yeah, this Italy side was awful.
Marco, what do you make of Spalletti's lineup and player selection and in particular the midfield, because you said a low block. I mean, Tonali, Cristante, and Barella is a strong midfield trio. How do you think he fared in his debut with this Italian side?
So, with Spalletti, he coached a team for 5 days. So we can't say much. We know that Spalletti's football, it takes time to learn. He was just, learning who the players are. Also, a lot of those guys are backup players. Tonali and Cristante are not just known starters for the Italian national team. Jorginho and Verratti really were, but they haven't been playing for their clubs, so he didn't call them up. But nevertheless, they're starters within their clubs, and we should be able to do better. For me, it comes down to how everyone works together, right? It's not just the midfield, even though the midfield is the core to our team. It's by far where we have the most quality. But when you look towards our attack, and we have Ciro Immobile, who's not able to lay off 5-yard passes, and Politano, who really didn't do anything. It's a collective. I don't want to just single out players for what they did, but overall we were not good. So I don't think that it just came down to the midfield.
I mean, okay, I'll give you that about Tonali not being a typical starter for Italy, but he just did sign had a massive transfer to Newcastle. I believe it was £55 million. So there's a lot of expectations on a player like him. And also, I don't think you need Spalletti to be the manager for a long time to have a nation get inspired to play against a team that knocked you out of the World Cup. Enis Bardhi for North Macedonia was running amok on Italy. What is stopping Italy from advancing forward? You're talking about a nation that didn't qualify for 2 World Cups in a row. Yes, you won the Euros, but you didn't qualify for 2 World Cups in a row. You're going to have to at least win these Euros just to keep pace with what you've done before. What is happening with this team, with this nation?
For me, I really don't see the quality in key positions. Okay, we talked about the midfield. We all agree on that. Up top, when the reality is when Federico Chiesa is not there, he's not within the national team, and he's been injured within the squad, there's no one who has a spark. I mean, watch the last couple of minutes of the game. When it goes 1-1, everyone looks terrified to even take a shot. It's resorting to just crossing from the wings, where that's not really the style of play that helped us win the Euros. And granted, with any of the players that we have, and I agree with you, Alexis, even with Spalletti being there 5 days, we should win these matches, but that's not the reality of Italy right now. It seems like we mentally crumble in these sorts of matches. And I was listening to Barella's words when he spoke about the first North Macedonia match, and he said the pressure was too much for us. And you don't expect that from an Italian side. You don't expect that from an Italy side that, like you said, has won the Euros, has so much history, won 4 World Cups, to be so scared in these moments. But that's a reality of where we are right now. And with injuries up top, we don't have great options off the bench. And when you look at what our potential 11 is today, it looks like Spalletti doesn't even know who the 11 should be.
Marco, I look at the players position for position, and I compare them to the great Italy teams of before, where they had literally, per position, world-class talent, and it's not there. So maybe it's not just a national team issue or a managerial issue. Where's the development of world-class talent that Italy doesn't have anymore? It's not a coincidence that the World Cup results, since Italy has won the World Cup, have been god-awful for one of the powerhouses of the history of world football. And now you have a game against Ukraine that is tied with you on points, and it's not like, okay, Italy's eventually going to qualify to the Euros. Man, the pressure's really on right now.
I know, and you know what the thing is? Like, okay, the striker position has been something that we've talked about for a long time, and Italy and Mancini had resorted to even finding players that have any Italian ancestry in their DNA. I mean, we even got Retegui, who was from Argentina, and we naturalized him. But look at the center back positions. Like, there's no real predecessor from Chiellini, Bonucci, Barzagli of the past couple years. We used to produce center backs like nothing, like off the back of our hand. Now, today, I'm legit reading from Sky Sports Probable 11. They have Scalvini/Casale because they don't even know who can start. We don't have strong center back starters. And that is the core of what made Italy who Italy are. And that's also another disappointing part. Midfield production, we've been able to do. We have an amazing midfield. Goalkeeping position, everyone's questioning Donnarumma's, if Donnarumma should be the starter. We have a long list of goalkeepers who could start. But when you look at the spine of the team, you look at the center back position, and up top, we don't have those players that we used to have.
Marco, when you move too much, your filter starts to fidget around.
Yeah.
So
we can start to see the old you.
We started to see the old you a little bit.
Yeah, what does Marco look like with a tan? Look at this!
Oh, my God.
You couldn't find a photo where he did his hair. That's
You have
rude.
to get that screenshot. Yeah, that is.
You look like
rude.
you dyed your hair. I mean, this is such a different.
Your eyes are a different color.
We're talking blur. We're talking orange.
Yeah, bro, you look like you need milk in your diet, bro.
Oh,
Back in the day. Wow.
That's a bad screenshot. I'm gonna remember this. You know what? I had gifts for all of you guys. I had gifts for the next time that I come in, and I know Nico wasn't there, but maybe I'm gonna hold off on these gifts. I might have to give them to our Serie crew instead.
Oh, Marco.
Marco, it's all love. I roast the ones I love. I want my gift.
We love you. When we talk about you, it's because we love you.
I miss orange Marco.
It's a glow up.
Yes.
It's a glow up.
No, before he was
Marco.
glowing, I think is the word. The whole room was.
Whatever. He looks great. Marco, we appreciate the time. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. We'll see you soon.
Forza
Bring
Marco.
presents.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, guys. Thank you.